Hello, it's Parm King, and a series of amazing D&D YouTubers have been asking a series of bouncing questions, and I had the privilege of answering this one.
Hey Parm King, if every D&D monster was the same size and they had to fight a battle royale, then who would win? Can't wait to find out.
Thank you, Matthew, and make sure to check out his channel to learn how to improve your game. And now to answer the question. I couldn't pick out a more appropriate venue than a 12th century castle and imagine the combatants duking it out and fighting it out within these walls. My first step was to remove all the named creatures in this exercise and just stick with the traditional generic creatures in Dungeons & Dragons canon. I initially went through a process looking at analytically at the stat blocks and the armor classes and the damage and hit points, and I realized I was missing an important variable. Myself, the Dungeon Master, and how would I play each of these creatures? At the end, I concluded that the Lich would win this Battle Royale. Now, while he's a level 21 with an armor class of 17 and only 135 hit points, you may be wondering how I came up with this answer. It's not until you dive deep into the stat block and realize that this is a very formidable opponent. He has an intelligence of 20, meaning he's probably one of the most intelligent combatants on the field. He has an amazing array of defense and conditional immunities and resistance from piercing, slashing, bludgeoning, paralysis, poison, charm, and he gets to save up to 3 times a day, convert any failed saving throw into a success. That alone makes him pretty buffed up in the defense department. When we look at his offensive arsenal, it's really impressive. I mean, he's an 18th level spellcaster with a plus 12 to hit on any of his attack spells and a DC 20 save, including Power Word Kill. That's pretty impressive. Then we jump down into his legendary actions, and he has some pretty impressive things as well. He has Paralysis Touch, and now while this doesn't do a lot of damage, only 3d6 of cold damage, the opponent's going to have to roll a DC 18 Constitution check, otherwise they're going to be paralyzed for a full minute of combat, and that's a long time. He also has a legendary area effect. That means any non-undead creature within 20 feet of him is going to take 6d6 worth of damage. That's pretty impressive offensive damage that this guy's going to be dealing. But there was one particular thing that really put him over the top for me, and that is his rejuvenation. See, the Lich has his phylactery device that allows him to fully respawn after he's been struck down in combat with full hit points ready for action again. Now I imagine in my Battle Royale that Lich would keep his phylactery outside the walls of these castles so he could respawn and re-enter combat. There's no doubt about it for me that unless you destroy the phylactery, he's going to just keep on respawning and finish what he starts, making him the winner in my Battle Royale. Now I have an aphorism in which this exercise completely personifies. It's the journey is more important than the destination. Meaning this exercise was really good exercise for me to get more familiar with the stat blocks and how I should play each one of these creatures. And I recommend doing this yourself. Well, now it's my turn to ask somebody else a question. And my question goes out to you, Fry Minis. How do you get your quiet and shy player to be more interactive and participant in your game? Thanks much, and may all your rolls be a critical 20.